Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 5 a.m., police from Lexington and Winchester are still on the lookout for a robber this morning who carjacked a woman and then robbed a bank. We'll have the latest on the search coming up.
A woman's recovering from a scary situation after a car nearly crashed into her as she was sitting on her porch.
And the Lexington Road is opening back up after a major construction project. Those stories and more, breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT This Morning. Good morning to you. Welcome in. It's your Thursday, rolling toward that weekend here on October 2nd. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. The start of the month really seeming to be a good deal.
So far. You're right. But enjoy today. It's going to be the last warm day, really, as we have a transitional period coming, it sounds like. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris in our First Alert Weather Center. Good morning.
Good morning. You know, I was just looking at my numbers that I forecast for every single morning. And today we're going to be right there in the mid-80s. We won't see temperatures 10 degrees from that in the next 7 days. I mean, you're talking about a big time cold front come flying through. We're there in the mid 80s today, starting off in the mid 50s for a lot of us, and even a few 60s sprinkled in here and there. No real fog threat outside, so it's not really all that bad of a morning. Kind of feels okay in some locations. But today's forecast, mid 80s, and like I said, drop that about 10 to 15 degrees, and those are your temperatures the next 7 to 8 days. Big time cold front comes flying through, which makes for a pretty soggy Friday. A lot of other events are starting up, and also Keeneland. And then your weekend, possible frost. I'll show you those numbers coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you very much. And let's get to the news. After a carjacking in Winchester and a bank robbery in Lexington, police say the same man may have been involved in both crimes.
And police say it was the stolen car that led them to this conclusion, and they're still looking for the suspect. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is live from the scene of the bank robbery with the latest on the investigation.
Good morning, everyone. Police continue to search for a man who they believe is responsible for a crime spree spanning from Winchester all the way to here in Lexington. This all started around 2:30 yesterday afternoon in the Walmart parking lot in Winchester. Police say it was there that a man held a woman at gunpoint and stole her car. About an hour and a half later, police believe that same man robbed the First Security Bank in Hamburg. Officers tell us the vehicle description and license plate number used in that robbery matched the vehicle that was stolen in the carjacking. Police found a light blue Kia not far from this bank.
Someone at the bank gave us that tag, that vehicle description, and one of the officers in the area did a good job locating the vehicle and backed into a parking spot here in the Hamburg Shopping Center.
Now, police are looking at this surveillance video of the suspect. He's described as a white man in his 50s with a goatee. He was last seen wearing a baseball cap, dark clothing, and jeans. If you recognize this man or have any information, call police. Live in Hamburg, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Whitney, thank you. A Louisville woman is in the hospital in critical condition after an 8-hour-long standoff. Police say it started yesterday afternoon not far from Preston Highway and the Gene Snyder Freeway. A SWAT team went to the home to serve warrants, and the woman inside told them she had a gun. Shortly after 11 o'clock last night, she told police she would surrender. But when police went inside, they say she pointed a gun at them and it forced them to shoot. 4 officers involved have been put on administrative leave. A child was in the home during the standoff but was not hurt.
An ex-Keeneland employee convicted of taking hundreds of thousands of dollars from ATMs at the racetrack has been sentenced. According to our news partners at the Lexington Herald-Leader, Larry Wilson's been sentenced to 2 years in prison. Wilson pleaded guilty to 4 counts of filing false income tax returns back in June. Wilson worked at Keeneland from 2006 to 2009. During that time, the government says he received more than $700,000 in unreported income. Kentucky State Police have arrested 2 men they say burglarized a Harlan County store and stole 3 vehicles. Police say they arrested 37-year-old James Sargent and 34-year-old Billy Wynn. They say the men broke into the Discount Pools store in Harlan and stole pool supplies, money, and tools, and also 3 sets of keys. Those keys were for vehicles parked at Huff Auto Sales next door. Police found 2 of those 3 vehicles. They're still looking for a white 1996 Chevy Silverado pickup. Both men have been charged with receiving stolen property under $10,000.
Some scary moments early this morning for those in a Lexington neighborhood when police say someone fired at least one shot into the air. This happened not long after midnight this morning outside a home on Florence Avenue that's near the Cove Haven Cemetery. Officers tell us that a witness saw a man fire at least one shot and then run off. Police found the shell casing but not the shooter. They say no one was injured and no property has been damaged. Prosecutors involved in the case against Ferguson, Missouri police officer Darren Wilson say they are investigating possible juror misconduct in the case. According to the prosecutors, they're investigating a Twitter post claiming that grand jurors haven't seen enough evidence to support prosecuting Wilson. Wilson is accused of shooting and killing unarmed teenager Michael Brown back on August 9th. The Twitter user said their friend told her the panel didn't have enough evidence. Since proceedings are supposed to be secret, this leak could amount to misconduct. However, a county prosecutor's spokesman says there is no evidence to suggest that information in the tweet is credible.
Well, a woman tells us a car barely missed her when it crashed into her porch. Police say the driver had a medical emergency. The car went off of East Hickman Drive and ended up crashing through Liz Denver's front porch. Deaver tells us she had just stopped on that porch when she saw the car hurtling towards her. She had just enough time to step back inside her home.
Seeing this car coming as fast as he could, I mean, it kept speeding up, accelerating speed. He'd hit one car, kept coming up.
Well, there's no word on the driver's condition. Deaver says she's still waiting to hear back from her insurance company to see how much the repairs are going to cost her to fix her porch. Well, today a ribbon cutting ceremony will celebrate the completion of construction on a part of Claysmill Road.
Long awaited for many folks who drive that. The road was under construction to widen it. WKYT's Mark Barber is live now from that area. Mark, good morning to you. It's a big day for the neighborhood and those who commute around there.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. Crews have been working since 2012 to widen Claysmill Road here to Man of War. Now, the biggest improvement that I'm told that drivers will see this morning is the extra lane that has been added to this intersection. Now, this is the end of Phase 2 for the Claysmill Road expansion. The project is adding bike lanes, turning lanes, and is widening sidewalks to fix safety issues and alleviate heavy traffic between Harrodsburg Road and Twain Ridge. City officials say between 15,000 and 20,000 vehicles travel the road a day, but that could jump to 25,000 vehicles by 2020. We're told the area has also experienced a large number of accidents. There were 363 accidents reported in a 21-month period. Now, crews are now turning their attention to widening Claysmill Road up to New Circle Road. So if that stretch of road is included in your morning commute, I'm told you should expect delays. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Our time this morning coming up on 5:08.
It is time to get a look at live drive traffic, see how things are moving on the road.
Yeah, let's take a look right now at Broadway and High Street in the downtown area, and it's looking clear there, and we have no reports of any major problems anywhere. All the major arterials in town, Nicholasville Road, Richmond Road, running fine. No reports of any trouble on the interstate either. Micah was showing us a little bit earlier, there is some fog in parts of the area. It's mostly patchy. Just got to be watchful.